Hi, folks. Andrew here, Top Fitness Strategies. I am the face who runs the place, and we got a great interview coming for you today. This one's a little bit on the different side of what I'm used to and what you're used to. It's not all going to be just fitness. We're throwing in some business on this one just as well. So I'm going to bring my guest on today, Jillyan Morris. Hello, Jillian. Jillian
Hi.
has been in the franchising world for over a decade. And talk about me screwing up words. Here we go. As a licensed cosmetologist and esthetician, I can't.
Esthetician.
Jillian, my audience knows this already. All right, they know I can't say big words. So, all right. She started out with Massage Envy and worked as an operating partner at Pro Snails. After serving as regional manager for Fitness Premier 24/7 Club, she was named the branch's franchise success manager. Fitness Premier, an 18-unit fitness franchise, added this brand new position to utilize Jillian's experience to help franchisees one-on-one to succeed in building their business. And now, on top of all that, you can add that you were a guest in Top Fitness Strategies, although it may not be as glamorous as everything else. So, welcome aboard, Jillian.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
This is going to be a bit unique because we're going to try, or at least I'm going to try weaving in business as well as fitness into everything. Now, if you didn't know, or the folks watching didn't know, Top Fitness Strategies, my company, we're all about the fitness over 50 crowd. And that being said, I like to keep things simple, basic, and common sense type stuff when I do workouts and talk about fitness. So I'm going to try doing that with franchises as well as fitness. I know nothing about this franchise business, so please forgive me. Right away, I'm going to say I might have some basic questions going at that. Okay. So,
I'm ready for it.
all right. So before we get started, go ahead and give me an introduction for yourself, who you are, where you came from, what you're doing, and all that good stuff.
Sure. So, my name's Jillyan Morris, just like you said. I have been in franchising for about 13 years now. So, different, roles and responsibilities within that. My whole background has been in the service industry. So, that kind of carries over into the fitness. I love to, help people and just be a resource for people as well too. So kind of went hand in hand with this role. And as our gyms are growing, had more of a need for kind of that liaison that I provide for the franchisees to our corporate office. So I'm pretty social. I'm a chatterbox. So it really worked out for me, building these relationships and just continuing to watch Fitness Premier grow and expand on opportunities in our club.
Okay. Now, all that being said, you're more we're talking about the business side of things, but let me
Mm-hmm.
back up a little bit and get to the I guess training side of things or fitness side of things, because this is intriguing to me. Because one of the things that Julie and I talked about for the people watching that before we went on air is that her company, the Fitness Premier, is trying to be in my terminology here, smaller communities, not
Yes,
the bigger ones. Is that correct?
correct. Yes. So
So
our
why is that?
because we have just that kind of feel good feeling when you come in. We have the cheers effect, as we like to say. We really thrive in the smaller markets just to create that community and that just get to know you culture and have that family vibe when you walk into our location. So we really focus on providing more of a value and more of an experience rather than just a gym with treadmills.
That's a great thing. Are you finding with the smaller communities? And okay, let me ask you this: because we might think of smaller communities as two different things. The town I currently live in, we're less than 5,000 people, so that's a very small community. When you
Mm-hmm.
say small communities, what the population wise are you talking?
So I would say it'd be about similar. So, I mean, it could be anywhere from like within a 5 mile radius from like less than 10,000 people to 15 to 20,000 people.
Okay,
It
okay,
really just varies that way. But we do like to have that kind of smaller market. And we look at more of a like 5 mile radius around our location.
okay. All right. Now with your locations, and did I read that right? Right now you have 18 locations. Is that right?
We do. Yes.
Are you finding the clientele in these locations to be, I get older or younger? I mean, obviously you're a lot younger than I am.
Very kind of
You-
you. I don't know about that,
ah, yeah. Hey, I'm an old guy. All right, I'm one of these old guys. What the heck? So, are you finding your clientele to be old like me, or what age range are your clientele?
I think it varies. So we have anywhere from like our under 18 to even 18 to 24. We've seen a big surge in that kind of age demographic, but then we've also seen a pretty big influx in like the 40 and above too. So we're kind of in a different variety. But I would say those are pretty much our dominating populations right now.
Okay. And do your franchises, are they all basically the same kind of equipment inside of them? Do you have free weights as well as machines, and do you have pools, tracks? What kind of equipment are in your places?
Sure. So we all of them have the cardio section. We have free weights. We do have machines as well too. Our locations don't have necessarily like the pools or that type of amenity. Some of our locations, though, we're actually really excited. We've just launched and expanded into our relax and recovery side of it. So we have more amenities offering more health and wellness. So that would range from like a sauna to we have the human touch or the hydro bed chairs. We have the cryo lounger. We use Theragun. So just really focusing on the recovery side of it for more, preventative, and then also that restore factor as well.
Okay, all right. Now you just hit on something. You say you focus more on the recovery side of it. So are you more
Mm-hmm.
of a rehab type place? Is that what I'm hearing, or what? Correct me if I'm wrong there. What am I talking
Yeah,
about?
so not necessarily. So I think we, really wanted to focus on just the overall health, right? So recovery is a big part of that. So it wouldn't necessarily be a rehab kind of annex to it. It's more just to educate and to just provide more value to our members. So it's just a kind of an annex off of our current gym and clubs that we have right now, but just to be able to offer more amenities, and recovery is pretty important. So
Okay. Do these I keep on calling them franchises, but is that the proper term? Are they do they call them franchise or
there
just in a
there are
okay.
clubs. We call them our clubs. Yeah.
Okay, our clubs. Does each club come with their own trainers, personal trainers, or do people just go in and do their own stuff?
So we do have personal trainers. Our trainers vary in personal training. We do group training. We also have two different types of group training that we offer with service too. So we have our team training, and then we have our FitWave program as well. So we do have an online as well where you can purchase workouts from a certified personal trainer. So if you don't have the time to schedule a one-on-one, the workouts would then be sent to you and you can do them on your own.
Okay, right. And of the trainers, how do I want to phrase this? I would assume the trainers have to be, of course, certified in some sort of, they have to have some sort of license somewhere. But are they
Correct.
required to have multiple licenses in your clubs, or what kind of, besides a trainer's license, like my license is ISSA, you also have NAMS, you have all these others, but are there other licenses that they're required to have in your club?
No, not at this time. I mean, we do have quite a few that have extensive resumes with different certifications, but right now we just require you to have your personal training certificate.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, I like to call it. Let's get into some training stuff here, or what you're
Okay.
seeing out there. Okay. So at the
Yep.
club, go ahead. What?
Oh no, I'm ready. I'm ready
Oh,
for you.
at the clubs. And since you're like a grand poobah type person, you're a big wig at these clubs. You go around and travel to most of them and see a lot of them. So obviously you talk to a lot of people there. Are you training one-on-one with the clientele, not the franchisee, but the person coming to work out? Do you do any kind of one-on-one training for that? Personal training?
That I do not. No, unfortunately, that's not in my wheelhouse.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. 'Cause I only ask that because I want to make sure we're clear with everybody. Because if you have 18 units or 18 clubs, you're constantly on the go,
Mhm.
all right? But I would
Yeah.
assume you do talk to some of the trainers out there.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Now, do you have to be a trainer to be a club owner?
You do not.
Okay, all right. So if I let's say my mom wanted to buy a club, all right, she buys a club, hires me as a trainer. And do you have to interview me as a trainer for that club?
No, so
You
that would
personally?
actually be the franchisee.
Okay, okay,
Who,
all right.
yeah. I mean, we definitely would, give our opinion if you asked for, a second opinion or for us to sit in on the interview. We absolutely, would be supportive in that sense. But yeah, we give that right and responsibility almost to the franchisee just to grow their own team then and create their own, culture and family within their location.
Okay. All right. So back to the training a little bit. And as you can tell, I'm jumping everywhere here, and because this is my curiosity. I like to tell folks that when I talk with them, I interview them, even the folks that are watching and listening. Assume Jillian and I are sitting at a coffee shop over a cup of coffee, and I'm just drilling her with questions. We're having a good old time. All right. Now, whether it comes across that way or not for you, the listener, I don't know, but I'm having a ball right now because this is so fascinating to me. So my question is, when you talk to your trainers, do they
Mhm.
have any common training methods, or what they see with their clientele, the older clientele? Do they have things that they're saying, okay, we need to focus more on this versus this for the clientele, or does that even come up with your conversations?
Yeah, I think it does. I think, because we have such a different age range, we do offer longevity classes, with a little bit of nutrition in there as well too. So I do think, the focus could be more on, we have the opportunity to just add a little bit more variety. So we could focus more on mobility or, more strength, more endurance. So it really, we can cater it to that client or that group of people. So I think that's nice that we have the flexibility and really empower our trainer to, assess the situation and see what would be best for that person.
Okay. All right. So also a lot of folks, at least the people I deal with, and also my friends here talking to this older 50 plus crowd, the 60 plus crowd is more looking for retirement than anything else. So, and this is going back to business. I told you I was going to weave business and everything else into this. Your franchisees, your club owners, the ones that invest in having their own club, what age are those folks usually in?
Um, that it varies. We just have I would say our youngest, newest franchisee. He has been brought on as a partner. And he's in his early 20s, and then we have some that are in their late 30s, their 40s, and I think that would be probably
Okay.
like our age range. I mean, they vary for sure.
Okay, okay. Now, obviously, they got to be an entrepreneur because this is they're independent business owners, of course. One of those kind of things.
Yeah.
And where are your locations primarily at this point?
Primarily in Illinois. So
Okay,
mostly in like central Illinois too.
okay. So Central Illinois, so south of Chicago.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay, okay, all right. And so, what's the difference between and this is fascinating to me because right away when you say franchise, a fitness type franchise, I'm an old school guy. I started my fitness career outside of college and I don't even think they're around anymore. And I've said this 100 times, a Bally's Fitness. I don't even know if you've ever heard of Bally's Fitness. Have
I
you heard?
I
Okay,
have.
are
Yes, absolutely.
are they still around? I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think they are.
because the last time I was in one is my younger days. I moved around a lot of different parts of the country between Indiana, Ohio, and Florida. The last time I saw one, I was in Seven Hills, Ohio, which is just a suburb of Cleveland. That's where the last one I was in. So that was in 2003, 2004, 2005, something like that. So I don't know how long they've
Mhm.
been around or haven't been around. And since then, I mean, you have, and I don't want to mention any of your competition, but I can't ask these questions without saying some of these, like
Sure.
like Planet Fitness, or was it 24-hour Fitness is another one. Um, I guess YMCA's and YWCA's are all over the country. Are you are those your competitions, or not?
Um, I
Uh-oh, I stuck.
maybe I know I'm trying to think like maybe not. We're really not, necessarily in the locations that would be near like a Planet Fitness. So I would say, maybe like our local YMCA's or more of a smaller kind of fitness club where we're not really in direct competition with more of the bigger scale gyms that are out there.
Okay, all right. And so, how long has a fitness premier been around? Let me ask that question.
So we started back in the early 2000s, and it was under originally Cardinal Fitness, and we just mm,
Uh-huh. Cardinal
yes,
Fitness. Okay. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Because when I lived in Indianapolis, I was a member of a Cardinals Fitness in Indianapolis, and they had. It seemed like every other mile, every other block, you saw another Cardinal Fitness, and the ones I saw. Now, this is going back 15 years ago, so I know I keep saying I'm an old man. I'm dating myself. They used to be the ones I remember seeing have always been like in a strip mall, a stand,
hmm
and they weren't standalone buildings. There's in a strip mall, like maybe next to a Subway or next to I don't know, but something. But usually in a strip mall. Is that? I'm assuming you guys have evolved from there, from the way you're talking.
I think it depends. So we do have a mix. We have a couple that are freestanding, and then we also have some that are in strip malls with other anchor stores as well. So we have, I'd say we have a pretty healthy mix of the locations.
Okay, man, you say Cardinal Fitness, that brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
And what puzzles me now, and I know I kept saying I want to talk about the fitness aspect of things, but this is more the business aspect of things is fascinating me here. So the Cardinal Fitness, like I said, I lived in Indianapolis, and they were
hmm
everywhere back in early 2000s. And but now you're saying you're primarily in Central Illinois. Does that mean they're no longer? Um, okay, let me ask this a different way. Did Premeir buy out Cardinal, or did Cardinal just evolve and become Fitness Premier?
Sure. So it kind of, I would say, evolved into they kind of figured out what was working versus what wasn't. So then this is how we kind of the roadmap to Fitness Premier. So they took what was working and they just kind of emphasized and expanded on that.
Okay, all right, and because my recollection of Cardinal Fitness is always a positive one. I mean, I was I never asked for any help or training. I remember I walk in, I get greeted by the people in the front, very nice, very pleasant, always smiling, and I do my workouts, and as I watch other people come in and do their stuff, it's all the same. So that was always cool. I just was in awe of how many franchises there were. And now you're telling me
Mm-hmm.
you have I don't want to say only 18 because that's a big number, but compared to what Cardinal was, that's obviously you get they combined, and now you're expanding in a bigger way, which is really cool. And
Mm-hmm.
is it still? And I don't want to know any prices because I would assume these prices are different. But is it still you pay one price a month and then you have access to everything, or is it pick and choose what you want? How does that work?
So we do have different tiers to our membership plan. So, we have our initial membership that gives you 24/7 access with the entrance to all of our locations. And then we have our Relax and Restore that includes more of our relaxed new restore amenities and more of the recovery area. And then we do have a top tier membership that would include our team training classes. So it has service kind of bundled in with it.
Okay, that was my next class. If you guys had classes and everything else, and when I say classes, I'm talking Like maybe yoga classes or Pilates classes or spin classes or anything like that? Are those all kinds of classes you guys have?
We do offer a variety of classes. Depending on the location, it varies just with the instructors and the space that we have. But we offer, there's yoga, Zumba, we have a spin class, there's a HIIT cardio, there's a stretch class. So we do have a variety of classes that are offered at our location.
Okay. This is gonna be a funny question because my mom obviously is older than I am. I always say that she goes to her old ladies class, old ladies club with a bunch of ladies. So you don't have anything called an old ladies class, do you?
We don't have old ladies class,
Okay.
but we do have classes that would cater to a demographic that she would be a great fit for.
I tell you what, if I were in your position, they would have fired me for now because you can't call them old ladies. I say, yeah, we want to anyway. You're so much more polished and refined. That's what's good. So, all right. I know I'm asking all kinds of weird questions. So tell me a little bit about where you see the franchise going and if there's other things that you want to gear towards the questions me asking besides business. Because I even said at the beginning I want to get more toward fitness, but this is so fascinating to me. So where's the outlook going for Premier Fitness? Fitness Premier, excuse me.
So yeah, I think, really just expanding and growing and really just, I think, what's really, I find to be very gratifying is we really hire and promote from within. So the majority of our operators and even most of our franchisees have all started at a different position within our company and then have been able to take opportunities and to be a franchise and open up their own location. So not only do, we have that great culture within our clubs, but we also have that culture within our, just our brand and our company in general. So it's great to see opportunities for our staff too, and to really grow with our company, but then also to seeing, our members achieving their goals and just achieving success all around. So I think there's a lot that kind of plays into that. So what we really want to focus on is like how we can grow, how we can expand on that and just continue to be successful all around.
So are you guys wanting to expand outside of Illinois?
Yeah, we would love to. We actually have a couple different markets that would be out of state right now that we're currently working on. So we're really excited for those opportunities.
And are you going to be the main contact for that? I mean, obviously you can be a contact, but I guess my question is, let's say something happens out in Idaho. Are you going to be the main person to go out to Idaho and do it, or how would that work?
So it probably varies, but yeah, I would be the main contact here at our corporate office. So I have a pretty good cadence with contact with all of our franchisees. So we'll continue to expand on that. But yeah, I would kind of be that liaison and that go-to person for all of our locations.
Okay. And if somebody were interested, tell us about how they can contact you and what needs to go into the thought process before they contact you, if anything. How would that
Yeah,
work?
sure. As far as like potential franchisees or current franchisees.
Say that again.
So for like a future franchisee, a potential franchisee, or who we currently have.
Yeah, a potential franchisee, as somebody who's looking to get into some sort of business, they don't know what. So if they would
Sure.
contact you, what kind of background are you looking for in somebody?
So a couple of different things. We really look for someone who is going to have that drive and that determination for sure. Have that, entrepreneur, absolutely. Um, Former athletes who have that, team kind of mindset for sure. And then, obviously someone who is looking to grow and just have more opportunities as well.
Okay. So you just hit on something. So you say you're looking for not necessarily this, but you mentioned former athletes. So if somebody has no athletic background whatsoever, but they have a keen sense of business, is that somebody to be looking at as well, or no?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We just, we look at our locations as it's a team, right? It's not just one person carrying it. Everyone plays a role. So that's kind of where that, former athlete comes into play who's had, the opportunity and the experience of working on a team. But if someone, has more of a business drive and has a business background, we would absolutely welcome that candidate as well.
Okay, well, fantastic. Jillian, I only asked for a half hour of your time, and we're about up pretty soon. But and I'll have a couple more questions for you. But go ahead and tell people how they can contact you, where they can find you, and what would be the next steps for them if they're interested in looking at a Fitness Premier franchise.
Absolutely. So you can visit our website, fitnesspremierclubs.com. We're on LinkedIn. We're on all social media platforms. We're happy to do any type of tour, whether it's in person or virtual. All of our information is on our website, along with our monthly blog and our franchisee side of things too. So if you have an interest in becoming a franchisee, all the information is on there as well.
Okay. Now, and this is my fault for putting this on here, because when I got information from you, I found the website fitforyoufranchising.com, and you just mentioned a different website. So am I the goofball that has the wrong website listed on this whole thing there, or what is that?
No, we have two. So it's just a different landing page. They all
Okay.
funnel to the same one though.
I'm thinking, oh man, once again, the people who usually listen to me are rolling their eyes right now, laughing. Yeah, that's what Andrew does. Yeah. So when you mentioned the other website, I just got petrified. Like, what did I just do? Oh no.
No, the Fitness Premier Clubs is really just an overview of our entire company. So Fit for You Franchising is just the actual domain for our franchise side. So Fitness Premier Clubs gives you the whole enchilada to our locations. You can see our classes, what we offer, our memberships, all of that above.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Jillian, this has been great. This is fascinating, because I know this is totally different than what I'm used to doing with my interviews. And I'm sure I can talk business with you for hours and probably bore you to death with my basic silly questions sometime about all
You
this.
would not bore me at all. I love this.
So I tell you what, I'm going to reserve the right to ask you to come back in a future episode if we can talk more. Hopefully, you're going to go out to Idaho, like we mentioned, or if you come over to
Absolutely.
Indiana in my neck of the woods, at least contact me. And lunch is on me. All right, one of those kind of things,
Perfect.
or a cup of coffee, or what have you. It's on me. So that is, if
I
you don't
love
mind
it.
being seen with an older man. That's what it is.
Absolutely not.
In a strictly business context. That's all. So. So again, my guest today has been Jillian Morris with fitforyoufranchising.com. That's the website I listed on that, so I'm going to say for Fitness Premier, an 18-unit fitness franchise. She is like the grand poobah. She's the fitness success manager. She's the person to talk to if you're looking to get into the fitness business and want something. This is maybe something right up your alley, because this is great. So Jillian, any parting words for anybody listening right now?
I'm going to refer back to one of our core values. So having all grit, no quit. And we, stick through it 24/7. So if you have that mindset, we'd love to chat more with you.
Fantastic. Once again, Jillian Morris, fitforyoufranchising.com for Fitness Premier. And thank you for being the guest on Top Fitness Strategies. And
thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I am Andrew. I am the face who runs the place. Until next time, visit topfitnessstrategies.com, visit fitforyoufranchising.com, and we'll catch you on the flip side. So until next time, this is Andrew and Jillian. Ciao.